All right, so welcome to a brand new webisode. And since I struck such a chord with the last one, I thought I would revisit it. So, if you watched yesterday's webisode, being an atheist is now considered cool, where I was talking about the British comedian Ricky Gervais on the cover of the New Humanist Jesus Christ pose, crown of thorns, the atheist on his chest, and I posed the question: when is Christianity going to be cool? Now, if you go to the YouTube page, depending on where you're watching this, you'll see I don't usually get a lot of comments on my webisodes. Not a whole lot of people watch them. I usually just post them up on my blog on 1041thetruth.com as sort of a supplement to my show, because I'm a horrible, horrible writer. My former producer Andrew used to have to rewrite my blogs because my butchering of the English language when I type was awful. So I just record webisodes instead. And as you'll see, I don't usually get a whole lot of comments on them. Within a matter of a half hour, I was already getting comments, and boy, were you guys ticked. Kind of made my point. However, let me expand upon that. First of all, the webisode, I went back and I watched it. Okay, I don't usually rewatch these. Okay, I do a radio show 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and I'll go back and air check myself, different shows, listen to segments of the show, just to try to improve as an entertainer and as a talk show host. But I can't go back and change anything. It's, I can't hit the rewind button. I don't have a magical TiVo where I can take anything back. Whatever I say on the air goes out. So when I record webisodes, it's usually the same thing. I do one cut. I have no script in front of me. I just get a thought in my head, a point that I want to make, and I record a webisode on it. And you guys can choose to watch or not. So I hadn't watched this particular webisode back. So I went ahead and I just did. I wanted to see, okay, because it's happened before, I wanted to see if I said anything that could have sparked some of the outrage and some of the what's the word? I don't want to say attacks. I hate using comments like that. They are what they are. Some of the comments, okay, we'll make it easy. Some of the comments that were made, the people that were upset by my comments. And no, they didn't. You guys need to lighten the hell up. Seriously, if you watch the video, if you did, I don't even know how many of you did, based off of your comments, because I don't know how you got to where you were based off of what I said. But if you watch it, I did say that, hey, to each their own. I never said you couldn't be a conservative and be atheist. Most of the time, atheists, percentage-wise, they're liberals, not conservatives. You do get some that are conservative atheists. That's fine. Okay, I'm a talk show host. I generalize. People seem to forget that I generalize. I have friends who are... I have two really good friends who are atheists. I kind of underscored S.E. Cupp, but I consider S.E. Cupp a pretty good friend, and she's a staunch atheist. She's written a book about the very thing that I'm talking about in terms of the liberal attack on Christianity, even though she is an atheist. And one of my lifelong best friends is an atheist. And the one thing that I appreciate about him is that he's the kind of individual, though, that accepts me for who I am. Probably never imagined in a million years when we were growing up together that I would be a successful conservative talk show host. But he's as far, he's over in the anarchist realm. But we get along great, and we don't judge each other. Okay? My whole point was that, Ricky Gervais had made the comment, while wearing the crown of thorns, the atheist Jesus Christ post, that he has the right to offend you and I have the right to be offended. I wasn't offended, I just thought it was dumb. And my point in terms of, in case you didn't pick up on it because you didn't watch, or maybe you were just so blinded by your own rage you couldn't handle it, you should pick up the Bible and read a little bit of it. It might help calm down a little bit of that rage. However, the point I was trying to make wasn't that Christianity is the most popular religion. I understand that. I know the majority of people in the country believe in God. Okay, whether you're Presbyterian or Baptist or Catholic, it is the dominant religion for the most part. My point was the social acceptance of being a Christian. Christianity is the one that gets demonized the most. That's just the reality of it. You don't see your actors and actresses coming out and touting their Christianity and people thinking it's kitschy and cool. It's not. There's a stereotype. There's a stigma to it. In terms of atheism, somebody had posted a comment saying, I got beat up for being an atheist in school. Well, that really sucks that you got beat up for being an atheist in school. I got a bunch of nasty comments written about me for posting a webisode saying that Christianity was cool. Suck it up. Develop a thicker skin. My point being is that right now it seems to be the trend for people to tout their atheism. I swear, I don't think anybody watched it. I really don't. For people to talk about their atheism, "Ooh, I'm atheist, it's cool." That's what I'm saying. That it's becoming kitschy and trendy. I'm not saying that people are turning to atheism, but suddenly now people who had sort of a passing... this is true. A passing atheistic belief, just meaning just in general they don't believe in God, but they don't think about it in those terms. They don't make an issue about it. They don't go out and atheist thump. Okay, it's the trendy thing to do now. I'm an atheist, to come out and say so. That's my point. TucsonCitizen.com and the blog Free Thought Arizona. It's become kitschy for them, albeit hardly anybody reads it, for them to combat Christianity and try to devalue it constantly. Now, sure, there are Bible thumpers out there. I absolutely understand that. I'm not particularly one of those. I'm not somebody that goes out and hammers Christianity. I've been doing my show for 4 years, and I don't talk about Christianity that much on my show. You want to know why? Because it's kind of personal to me. And you may or may not care about that. Okay, I'll do it on a webisode because not a lot of people watch this, so it's not broadcast on the airways, and I'm not going to spend the time on my show doing that. It's personal to me. This happens to be a particular issue. I've made no secret that I'm a Christian on the air, but it's certainly not a focal point of the show. My opinions, my values, and my views all spring forth from the Bible, but I'm not sitting out there touting Bible verses and telling people to go read. As I said in the other webisode, you can believe whatever you want to believe, to each their own. I just found it funny, interesting, a little... what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I just really wanted to post a webisode that you don't ever see it cool to be a Christian. My phone screener typed over to me when I mentioned the webisode on the show this morning when I started off, and he typed over, what about the WWJD wristbands, the What Would Jesus Do? I don't like those anyway, so I'll explain in a minute. But those were kind of popular. Well, sure, those were popular among Christians, but you don't see it enter into mainstream culture. That's what I meant. The mainstream usually shuns Christianity and mocks it. But if you come out as an atheist, you make it on the cover of magazines and everybody thinks you're cool. We have to go and cater to the Muslim religion in schools, even though Christianity is the dominant religion, because we don't want to offend anybody, but offending Christians is usually completely and totally acceptable. You don't have to believe it, even though, or agree with me, even though you know I'm kind of right. And it's never going to change. I was just kind of making a funny point that, can you imagine for a second if Ricky Gervais came out on the cover of the New Christian magazine and did the same thing, but as believer? Yeah, then you would have seen people get really upset. This was just dumb. That's all. Boy, you guys need to lighten up. Seriously, some overweight talk show host from Tucson, Arizona puts a webisode up and you guys get that angry? Yeah, something tells me you've got lingering issues and you need to find yourself some Jesus. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, as these webisodes go on, though, I will thin out. As I said in the other one, I'm working out, trying to make myself better, protecting my body temple, if you will. I just did that to annoy you. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll probably move on to a different subject for the next webisode, unless you guys keep hammering. Please, by all means. Ooh, and I wanted to mention, because I forgot to in the other one, there's a comment line on the show. We play the calls back on Friday's show at 9:50 Pacific Standard Time at 1041thetruth.com if you don't live in Tucson, Arizona. 520-290-7629. I'm pretty sure that's the number. Hold on a second. You'd think I'd have it memorized by now, but I got to bring it up on the on my show sheet here just give me a moment. But my point being that if you're really upset and you want to get on my show, curse me out or talk about how I'm responsible for deaths or something like this, absolutely call the comment line. Yeah, 520-290-7629. 520-290-7629. Not toll free, but you can just call and leave a message and I'll play it back on the show. if leaving a comment and saying angry, hateful things isn't enough for you, go ahead and do it there. So there you go. Hey, God bless. All right? Seriously. I hope we're doing okay. Thanks for watching. I'll pray for you.